So I'm here with Leela Rose, and I've been nerding out by myself about just mastering my frequency in this new times that we're going into, as there's like different worlds happening, and what world do I want to be in? I want to have inner peace and anchoring into inner peace, but then I'm interacting with this other stuff, and I'm still working on my own shadow projections and stuff like that. So like the other day with the helicopters, I got really triggered, but then I was able to work through it really quickly, and I realized I can make myself invisible, and that the helicopters that I was manifesting in my reality were more about my daddy issues and like my fear of authority and stuff. And then we're just relating this to doing grid work for the planet, and even talking about it being in a war zone, and how to become invisible, and how to use play, which is your specialty, is play and like imagination, to shapeshift and become invisible and stuff like that. So do you want to share about that?
Yeah. Yay. This feels important. So I'd like to share about the dream that I actually had a few nights ago that felt like a key code dream. Like, a key code means this is a key, this is a code, this is the thing you're meant to tell. And I was like deep in the war zone. I wasn't like an individual being. I was more of a witness, and I was part of like a collective soul group. But my perspective was like kind of like part of the collective soul group, and we were witnessing these people in an endless cycle of war with like weaponry, killing each other, endless blood slay, and they're in this like loop of like death, life, death, life, death, life, just like this meat machine. And so we're like, what do we do with the grid? Like, what do we do with this grid? Like, how do we help these people? And we started communicating to their soul, basically, of like, hey, like, can you just play with your imagination of like, what would it be like to envision that you're really, really teeny, and then you can like walk under the door and get past the guy who's going to shoot you. And so we were working with families, adults. Like, I remember the souls, actually. It kind of felt like they were lost souls in these like fourth dimensional realms that were just in endless fear and being attacked. And then we started working with the children, because like there was a father and daughter, and the daughter heard us way more clearly. So I was like working with the daughter to work with her father to like create, like play with gravity and start floating, and then create an invisibility bubble. And so we're like, wow, the children's imagination is like super tapped in. They're super open. Let's work with the children, and let's guide the children to help all the souls. So with the children, we were playing, just playing without knowing where we're going, becoming the walls. What does it feel like to become the walls? And as one, we were dancing through the fabric of what they perceived as reality. We became the walls. We rose to the clouds. And throughout the whole process, we were like, it's okay that we don't know where we're going. We're all one. We're just playing. And before we knew it, we were out of the war zone. We were out of that loop of bloodshed and sacrifice, just by playing with our imagination, just by playing a little, just by losing that attachment to this humanness and identity of self. And that felt very, very, very plasmic, which is like what you keep speaking of, is plasmic being more light than even the water and emotion, and this like whole kind of worship around water and emotional intention and prayer. Can you talk more about that?
And this heaviness.